Hi everyone and welcome back. In this video I'm gonna explain the session and cookie and what the difference between them. So first thing we'll start with the session, how we can store something in the session. First of all, session will stored inside the server, not inside the client. So we have explained that before. So we need just to create session by the server. The session will stored in the server all the data and just send the ID of the session to the browser, to the client inside the cookie. And the difference between the session and cookie is two differences, but the important here is we have two differences. The first one, session stored in the server but cookie stored in the client side. Another thing is session is just temporarily, so the data stored in the session temporarily, so after you close or the user close the browser, the session will be deleted. But for the cookie, no, even if the user uh, close the browser, the cookie will still inside the browser. So now we have this simple form here. The method here is get. So anything user write it inside the name, I need to store it inside the cookie. That's it. So here you can see anything user write it here. I want to store it inside the cookie. So when the user press on go, so I can say if set request, you can use request or you can use get as you want. Submit here, which means if user press, now I need to add data inside the session now. So to add something inside the session, we need just to, first thing when you work with the session, at the beginning you need to use session start. Before any input, you need just to add it, try always to add it at the beginning inside the PHP, use session start. Then to insert something in the session, we need to use the super global session, like this super global request. We have super global session like this here. Then you can add the name of the session, so you can add any name, for example name or anything you want. Then inside it, I want to add whatever user right here inside the input, inside the form. So here we have name. You can access it by request or get, since the method here is get. So I can just say here get and then name, because here's name. Of course, you have to add $sign. Now I inserted the data inside the session. That's it. After that, I can say, for example, header to go to another page. Go to the second page.php. So now we'll start the session and then go to the second page, which is here. So here I have session, so I can say if set session and then the name of the session. So here the name is name. So I say if there is any session in the browser, we need just to display it. So I can say here echo, like my name is whatever inside session. So to display data from the session, same thing, you just use session again and the name of the session. So now we'll display what inside the session. Location to go to the second page. So now here, so Muhammad, go. Now here just go to the second page, but there is no session, so we need to sorry, we said whenever we want to use session, we need to say session start. So always, not forget that, I always forget it, session start. Here I will say session, delete session. So now if I just run here, I will see that my name is Osama Muhammad. This is from where? From the session. I can go to the setting in the browser and try to find the session. You can see here I have only PHP session ID, because the session is stored in the server, not in the client, but in the browser with the cookie and session you can find it in your browser. We can see only the ID of the session here and get the data from the session. Now how to delete the data from the session also, I can go to delete here. This, when I click on the delete, I will go to the delete.php right here. when I click on delete, I will go to delete.php. So in the delete.php, I can just say session, also session start. Always, if you want to add data inside the session or display the data or delete the session, always you have to say session start. And then to delete everything, destroy, just say session destroy. That's it. Will delete everything. If you want to just delete a specific session, just say unset and then session and the name of the session. So here we have name. Here we'll delete only the session, which is name. Maybe we have another session also, but if we say session destroy, we'll delete everything. So now here I can just say like this and header to return back to the second page .php. That's it. So now it will delete and then return back to the second page. Go to the delete and then return. So now delete session. You can see now there is no session here. So that's the idea. Also, we have another thing here for add session. We can add many things. We can add array of the values inside session. So here I say session name equal. I can add array, associative array. So here we add key. For example, I can add data, for example, and the data will be from get. So user, whatever user add here. And I can add another thing, for example, admin. For example, this will be admin, and I can say true. You can add anything inside the session here. But now the difference here, if I need to access the data in the second page, I should say session name and then data, for example. If I need admin, true or false, I can say admin, right? Because I added here, it's like a two dimensions array or associative array. So name and then data, or name and then admin, the key to find the value. So here I say admin, for example. Now you can see if I don't have anything, but if I go here and add, for example, Osama again, then go here. So the name is true here. Why? Because I said give me the admin, which is here true, right? If I need name, just say data, and that's the idea. Now what about the cookie? Now I will delete the session here. I will delete the session also here. I don't need start or anything. The cookie is different. Also on the delete, I will delete this. Yes. So now how to add? If it's set, if user press on the submit, that's not different. I need to set cookie. So just use this variable, this function, set cookie. Here I can add the name of the cookie. So anything, for example, info, name, anything you want. Then the value of the cookie. So whatever user add here. So same thing. I will say here get and then name. So whatever user add here. After that, we have expire. So when this session will destroyed or it will be expired. So you need to add time function here, which means now. This will return the time now. A plus, so now plus what? Plus 1 day, for example, plus 1 month. So you can use it by seconds. So you can just say 60 multiply 60 time or multiply 24, which is 1 day. I can say multiply 30, which is 1 month. And you can add any time you want. And then the path here, so you can access the cookie, or any website can access the cookie from anywhere inside the domain, subdomain, or everywhere. So you can just say here we'll access it from everywhere in the website. That's it. That's the important in the cookie. And same thing, I will say header, and then I can say here location. So we will go to the second page. Now in the second page, I can say here if cookie, now to access it, cookie different. To access cookie, we need to use the super global cookie, but to set, we need to use just set, not like that, not like session. So here cookie, not name, because here I name it info. So here I should say info as well. So if there is cookie, I need to delete it or I need to display it. So I can just say here echo, same thing, my name is whatever inside the cookie. So the same idea, but just instead of session, just say cookie and info, because the name of the cookie is info. That's it. Now if I try again here, cookie, so I will add my name again in the cookie and then go. My name is Osama, same thing. Now if we go here, we can see info, the cookie name info here, and the content Osama, but the session will be just the ID. But here you can see the cookie directly. Now the important here is what, even if I now in the session, you can try it by yourself because I didn't try it. If you just close the browser, you can see the session will delete it. But here now I will close the browser and then open it again and try again. Just I can see my name here without any problem because cookie is still in the browser, not deleted. This is the cookie. Now how to delete the cookie? Delete the cookie is very simple. We need just to write the same cookie here. Same thing, you can just copy it and paste it here, and we need to delete the value. Just to delete it, there is no function to delete, just add nothing here, and the time here just add it in the past. So for example, -100, anything should be in the past because time will return now, the time now. Say minus something, so it will return in the past, so which means this will be automatically expired, so it will not work anymore. So now if I try that, if I try to delete it, you can see we have nothing here. If we go to the session, I can just go here to the setting and cookie, manage cookie, see all cookie. So you can see we have nothing in the browser, nothing related with the localhost. I have nothing here. Now if I add it again, add cookie, I will add here Ahmed for example. Go here. Now if I just refresh, now you can see I have the cookie here in the localhost, and then I have info, right? Delete, it will delete it directly, so there is no cookie, I have only the session here. So this is the idea behind the cookie and session. Hope you understand that, and thank you very much.